Hello people, welcome to Vinyl Hazard, and I have to say a Merry Christmas to you all. This is not going to be the last video of 2019, but it's going to be probably the last update video to my collection for this year. I am currently drinking a little bit of Christmas brew, so to speak. A ale from this little brewery, Falcon, very popular brewery. They have a variety of like lagers and ales and stuff. Pretty good. Dark and tasteful. So, I am going to record a sort of a top 10 list for 2019 in a few days. A list I have been working on for a little while. Very difficult to actually nail down the exact albums I really like this year. Everybody's top 10 list is obviously different, but I think it's going to be pretty interesting. So hopefully you will watch that also. But on to the update for this time. I think it's update like 8 or 9, I don't remember. Anyway, first album out is some thrash metal. Oh, let's see. I will just adjust the light a little bit so it's not directly on the album, so we can actually see it, or well, kind of made it worse. Oh, there we go. So, Suicidal Angels with Years of Aggression. This is a band from Greece. I think it's like the only album I have of a Greece band. Greek band? Greece band. Ooh, that sounded awful. Anyway, a bunch of cool guys there in the gatefold. It is just one record though, in lovely black color. So yes, Suicidal Angels are a band that has been around for some time. I think they were formed in 2001, and this album came out this year, actually, just like 4 months ago, 5 months perhaps. Kick-ass art cover, by the way, very brutal. This is the only album I have listened to by Suicidal Angels. A very good album. This might very well be on my top 10 list for this year, even though I have just listened to it for like a couple of weeks. A very tight album, very thrash metal album. I imagine that this might be how, I do not know, but like if Metallica had stayed on their path, like with their first few albums, I would imagine, and then evolved to, well, not have like the more softer sound they have today, but evolved with that sound they had, this might very well have been, or this might very well had been the album that could have sounded like something that they could have evolved to. Very good. A little bit of a inner folder with some lyrics and a little bit of thank you credit list. What can I say about this? It clocks in about 40 minutes, and that is the perfect time for a thrash metal album, I think. It's about as long as you can really get into an album without it sucking away all the energy, but long enough to like really grab you and say that this shit is tight. Yeah, it's their 7th album also. I think this actually was mixed in Sweden. So it's a Greek band which I think they recorded the album in Germany, and they mixed it in Örebro, Sweden. So very, very multicultural stuff. Really excellent band. Highly recommend that you check them out if you haven't already. I suspect that most people in the thrash metal community already know what they are all about. Moving on to a little bit of technical death metal with Fleshgod Apocalypse with their album Veleno. Anyway, I looked it up. It means poison in Italian, and it's an Italian band. Perhaps not nothing that would shock anyone, since it's named in Italian. Very cool gatefold with the band members in like sort of a photographic arty way. Yeah, 2 LP records. So this has been on like the lists of many people on YouTube for perhaps being the best technical death metal album of the year. I would agree to some extent. I think they are very good. Don't know if they're going to be on my top 10 list, but we'll see. I mean, there's still a couple of days left on the year. So, black vinyl, really nice. I have given this a few spins, and I really like it. Like, you know, technical death metal can be a really hit and miss. This album is a really hit, really. It's a hit. I don't know what to say that. But you know, you can easily screw things up, I think, and make the album very fragmented if it's technical death metal. But this is on the spot, really. There's not a song that feels out of place or out of order on this. A little bit of lyrics, inner sheet. And the album cover is also, let's see, very cool. It's made by famous artist Travis Smith, who has done like, I don't know, he's done like Catatonia covers. He made like the recent Opeth album. I think he drew that. What more? Elevate this new album. He drew that also. So a lot of he's involved in a lot of good artwork. And third one, Sonata Arctica. This is an old album. Their second album from 2001. So Sonata Arctica, most of you know that they are Finnish. And here they are in the lovely Finnish winter in t-shirts, naturally. And yeah, what can you say about Sonata Arctica that hasn't been said? This is Silence. I think this might very well be the best album they released. Ecliptica, their first album, was also very good. This, like Silence and Ecliptica, shares my number one spot for best Sonata Arctica album. Here is a inner sleeve, which I have replaced with one of these anti-static sleeves. And the album is on black vinyl. It's a reissue, of course. Very hard to get a hold of original pressings of Silence. They go for like fantasy prices on Discogs. So this really needed a repressing, and I am happy to have gotten it. Yeah, so oh yeah, by the way, Tony Kakko, who's like the vocal genius in Sonata Arctica, probably one of my favorite singers. He has a very wide singing voice. How do you say it? Wide range in his singing voice, so he can go very, very high. People who listen to Sonata Arctica obviously know what I'm talking about, but if you have not heard Sonata Arctica, I would very much recommend that you do so. Especially this album, and if I would recommend any songs, Sing in Silence, Tallulah is very, very good. And you also have San Sebastian, which is from their EP that they released a couple of years before. Very, very good song. So look them up on YouTube or Spotify. Cheers. Falcon. So, next one. A little bit of, what should we say? So this is Cellar, Darling. Fairly new band. They were formed in 2016. They actually were a part of Elevati, one of the groups I showed in my last update video. And Cellar, Darling has 3 of Elevati's former members in it. And this album is called The Spell. It's from 2019, so just this year. It's also been on many people's radar as being one of the top 10 best albums of 2019. We'll see if it lands on my... But it's very, very good. They have an excellent singer called Anna Murphy. I think she's called. And here we have the track list. And the inner. Very, very cool. Let's see if we can get a good look at it. There we go. Yeah, so it's like Elevati is very, very folk metal. This, I would say, is also folk metal. They have a lot of weird instruments and stuff in it. But I think it's more progressive than Elevati was. And yeah, let's see, it's black. As it should be. And here we have a lovely little inner folder with some lyrics and stuff. I think there's one more in here, but it looks more or less the same. Nope, was only that one. All right, yeah, very, very good. So Anna's voice is very, very powerful. I guess her range is also, she can go from pretty dark to a very, very high-pitched sound. Sings very, very melodic. Recommend them if you very like folk metal. So yeah, Cellar, Darling. And for the next one, we have a band that should surprise no one if they are also into thrash metal. We have lovely Death Angel. And the Wolves are back. Yes, sir, indeed. As it happens, it is from 2019 and also on the top 10 list of many people. People's top 10 or best albums of the year, metal albums. Yeah, so Humancide, yeah, by Death Angel. And there we have the gang. And a lot of lyrics. And the vinyl, black. Yeah. I think they actually, this Wolves team, I recently watched a YouTube video and the gang said that they think the Wolves represent themselves, they were very much infatuated with Wolves. Don't know why, but it has sort of become a symbol for Death Angel. They have been on like 3 album covers now, or at least Wolves. And yeah, I like it. Probably like the best album cover since Yeah, since the Ultraviolence. Not, I mean, it's very, very good, also musically, naturally. Don't know if I would pick that over the Ultraviolence, though. But then again, it's a very stiff competition between albums in Death Angel. Next one, we have a little bit of Swedish metal this time, and Entombed with Uprising. So Entombed formed in 1987 in Sweden. A couple of videos ago I showed you Clandestine, I think. And this was their sixth album, released in 2000. Rather plain cover. And a little bit of gatefold here from a live concert. Don't know where this is. Probably, yeah, I think it might be Ullevi, which was a arena in Sweden. Let's see. This is on clear vinyl, I think. Yeah. So I got this from Tradera, a auction site, and it came dirt cheap, I will tell you that. It's it goes for like, I don't know, Discogs I saw them go for like $50 and $60, and this was in mint condition, and I got it for about $20. So very, very happy about that, naturally. Anything more to show here? Well, some inner sleeves. Yeah, like I said, very, very happy to own anything of Entombed. There, and we will speed this up. I see I'm already at the 17-minute mark. All right, so next one, we have another Finnish band, Swallow the Sun, with its kick-ass cover. Yeah, so this is from this year also, and Swallow the Sun formed in Finland in 2000, and this album is rather special. There's not much really except for the skull in the gatefold. Well, special because it deals with the death of guitarist Juha Raivo's partner, Alea. They had a band also called Trees of Eternity. They released like one album, I think. So Alea, she unfortunately passed away of cancer, and the result, if you now can say the result, but the result is a very, very deep and meaningful, like doom, post-metal, black metal record by Swallow the Sun. The art is really lovely. It's actually a collaboration art between a French artist called, oh, let's see, I have forgotten the name, unfortunately, and a Russian artist. So a French artist and a Russian artist. And the cover art represent the darkness of life and the beauty of life, apparently. One thing which I do not like about this album is not the music. The music is very, very excellent. But if you make an album, I would prefer that you squeeze like the songs into most of the like vinyl record. You could have easily squeezed these into 3 sides and perhaps had a cool etching on the 4th side and stuff like that. But, you know, it is what it is. It's vinyl. Yeah, all right. So, the final record I have to show you today is from a new favorite band, actually. Also Finnish band, Barren Earth. with their album A Complex of Cages. This album is from 2018. Barren Earth was formed in 2007. This is their fourth album. They are a progressive death metal band, and a very, very good one at that. If you would compare their music to something, I don't know if any of you have heard Weeping Willows before, but it sounds like a death metal version of Weeping Willows. There are growls in it, and also very, very clean vocals. I think they have like they have one main leading vocalist and two backing vocal artists in this. I think there are like 6 members in total. Yeah, there you have them. Looking very, very finished. That's a good thing. So, what do we have more? We have a little bit of inner, a little bit of lyrics. Cannot recommend these guys enough. If you just listen to one song, I would probably recommend The Ruby, which is probably my favorite song on this album, but it has such great songs overall. I also dig the artwork, by the way. Very, very, how should you say it? Post-apocalyptic. I like these kind of artworks. These and fantasy artworks. Like Boris Vallejo, something. Yeah, I think this is the best album they have done. Anyway, let's wrap this up. So, folks, it's been a good year. I'm going to come out, like I said in the beginning of the video, with a top 10 list of the best, in my opinion, albums of the year in a few days. And a couple of days after that, I'm probably going to do a video of albums that I really, really look forward to in 2020. And there are a couple. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, I hope you're all well. I hope that you get a very, very happy Christmas with your family and friends. And I will see you in a few days. Cheers, mates.